And this is the current state of trying to get all of my makeup inventoried. We are definitely going to be cleaning some things up today and getting things reorganized. It's going to be kind of an all-in-one type day. My assistant is here to help me show everyone my makeup collection. He's going to do a very good job to help make sure that I don't forget anything. Welcome to my 2025 beginning of year makeup inventory. Thank you so much for joining me today as I look at this huge mess that I have all over my floor. I go through everything, and also, really truthfully, I need to be like cleaning things off and getting things reorganized because these drawers are a mess. I appreciate you joining me and keeping me company along the ride. Just to note, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you would consider subscribing if you like makeup content, project panning, most of the time mindful consumerism, although the end of the year I did kind of like go crazy, and all things beauty related. So give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and join the team by subscribing. I also just wanted to mention that I am still halfway recovering from being sick for like a week and a half. So my voice is going to go in and out, and I'm not going to be like quite as like loud as I normally would be. So just keep that in mind throughout the video. I'm going to do my makeup inventory all in one lump sum, just because I kind of like to watch videos that way. I kind of got some feedback from my Instagram peeps, and a few of them seem to kind of concur with a longer video that you can pause and come back and revisit, or you can put it on in the background while you're doing some cleaning. And I would love for you to, in the comments as we're going along, if you have these products, I would love for you to let me know if you like them, how they work for you, just kind of your favorites in all of these different general categories that we're going through. So first we're going to start with foundation, and I have the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation, and I'm going to do my best to remember to share shades. This is the shade, I don't even know. I think it's like nude or natural. There may have used to have been a stick on here. So I really like to watch Jen Phelps, her channel. She is one of the few bigger YouTubers that I do watch, and she has recently said that she heard that Believe Beauty is closing, or at least leaving Dollar General, and they're replacing Believe Beauty with e.l.f. And if that's the case, then if you're in the market for some affordable drugstore style products, foundation, powder blushes, powder bronzers, they have a really great primer, anything that's like, I think now it's $6 and less. Over at your Dollar General, you can find Believe Beauty, and all of these products are so amazing. So I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, and you need to add something to your collection, then I would highly suggest that you run to your Dollar General. This foundation I love so much. It's a medium to full coverage foundation that, for me right now, this shade is a little dark. I kind of want to go get a lighter shade, but I'm trying to be practical about my makeup purchases right now, and I just don't need it. But it has a really great wear time, a really kind of like satin, soft glow finish. And it's really, really lovely. And I do enjoy that so much. So if they are leaving Dollar General, if they're closing altogether, it really is kind of a travesty because it's so good. Like, this is a glass bottle. Like, you can, man, like, seriously. High quality stuff for like super cheap. Next, I want to talk about my tube style foundations. Oh no, it's dripping because my dog, my little dog, I didn't even think about that. You're going to have to look at this one upside down. My little dog ate the cap and this thing off, but it didn't mess with the product, and I haven't used it that much, so I really do want to do my best to try to get some use out of it. So that's why I'm not trashing it. It's the Pretty Smart Instant Chemistry Medium Coverage Foundation. I have the shade Light Neutral 300, and I will say that this shade is very light for me. So light neutral, it is definitely very light, and I'm sort of at my palest right now, and that is what it looks like. And so I'm not super crazy about that because of the shade match, but it's very similar to this e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation, which is a little too dark for me right now. So I do mix them together from time to time, and I do enjoy that, so I need to do that. I need to do that more often. I don't know exactly how I feel about this, which you can find at Walmart, this Pretty Smart brand, and I would be interested to try some more from this brand. It is somebody who also started another like high-end brand, and I don't remember which high-end brand, but I would like to try more. I think everything is like less than $10, so it would be fun to try some more, but we'll see. Because again, I'm trying to be mindful and smart about my purchases right now. This one is a favorite for me. I know that I like it, even though the shade right now is a little too dark. This is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. It is a very medium, long-lasting coverage type situation. That is very true. It's accurate description. It says 1% hydrating hibiscus complex, and I have the shade 25 light neutral. So if you're ever like close to my skin type, or you're, a little darker or a little fairer, that can give you some reference. But as you can see, they're both very similar in their finishes. Very nice and glowy and hydrating. This one really does seem to have a little bit more coverage, but it could also be because it's darker. So again, I like to mix the two of them together, but it is still a little too dark for me right now. But I really like both of them, and the e.l.f. one I like to use in the summertime. That's when I seemed to get the most use out of that. So far, we are at 3 foundations. I finally broke down and got the red cap foundation, as Emily Noel calls it, from CoverGirl. It's the Outlast Extreme Wear Light Airbrush Finish 24-hour foundation. Transfer resistant, SPF 18, which, again, you can't rely on that as your only SPF, but it's nice that it's in there. I bought the shade 820 Creamy Natural, and I don't know that I've ever bought anything where my foundation matched me so well on the first try at the drugstore. I love this foundation so much, and I'm sad that it took me so long to finally trust Emily Noel, which I do, to finally break down and get it. It's looking a little yellow on the camera right now, but in real life, it really is blending in so nicely with my skin. It really is not a yellow tint that it seems to be looking like on the camera. I do enjoy this. It is a kind of like it says, a medium to full coverage. So I do seem to be kind of preferring a little bit more coverage on my skin nowadays, as I am 43 and I'm starting to kind of get a little bit more like age spots and things like that. So I am preferring to have just a little bit more coverage, at least through the winter time. So this one is very good, and I'm sad that it took me so long to get it. And I would say that it's kind of similar to this from Believe Beauty in the coverage. So even though it's possible that Believe Beauty is not going to be easily accessible to me anymore, and this is more expensive than this one, I still have something that I really like and can give me a good amount of coverage. 2024 was the year that I finally decided to kind of break down and try some powder foundations. My first one was the Bare Minerals Bare Pro 16-hour skin perfecting powder foundation, and I have the shade Fair Neutral. Let me show you how I feel about this one. Hi. I love this so much that I've already hit a pan on it, and it's starting to kind of like break right there, which makes me really sad because I don't want to waste it because I really do like it a lot. It is just something that, even though it's a powder foundation, it really does offer a good amount of coverage and a long-lasting amount of coverage. I used this yesterday when my family and I went to different town to go eat and go to the movies and things like that. And so we were gone for a good bit of the day. It was a little bit like humid and misty outside, and I just decided to go ahead and wear this because, oh, I think I might still have that other on me. I wanted to go ahead and wear this because it didn't necessarily need like a long amount of coverage, but the thing that I enjoy about this is that it does give a lot of good coverage, especially when I use, which I didn't realize at the time, this sponge. This sponge is sort of the game changer for the application of it. I enjoy that sponge. It really provides that medium to full coverage type situation that you might want if you're using this on its own. Anyway, so we were out and about, and something I noticed towards the end of the day is that my skin was still dewy. Like, the thing that's really cool about Bare Minerals is that eventually it becomes kind of like one with your skin, and your natural oils start to really kind of help it to creamify, liquefy, whatever. And so it's not powdery and it's not super drying. At least someone on like me who has like normal skin. So happy that I tried this, and I would like to buy it again. I will hold off. Once I finish it, I will hold off on buying it again. I would like to have it again in my makeup collection. Something that is very new to my collection is Laura Geller. I recently did a Laura Geller haul, and I will link that for you if you are interested in checking that out. I'm still trying to learn about the Laura Geller products and the secrets of them and the tips and the tricks and, you know, like all the really cool sort of like hidden menu things that you can do with Laura Geller products. So I got the Baked, Balance, and Brighten powder foundation in the shade Fair. And one thing that I think about this is that I'm a little worried that it might be too dark. But I'm not really sure. The one time that I did use it, I wasn't super crazy. Well, actually, I've used it twice. I wasn't super crazy about it because I wasn't crazy about the amount of coverage, and it seemed to sort of like leave dark spots on me. Someone that watches my videos had mentioned that they like to use this more as like a kind of like a touch-up powder type situation instead of just having it all on its own. And so I would definitely like to try that with this because I know that it's good. People that I watch and trust love this line and love Laura Geller products. So I want to make sure that I'm giving it the best shot that I can and trying all kinds of different things. Next, we're going to talk about concealers and color correctors. This is probably my oldest concealer, and it's the Bare Minerals concealer. I have the shade Summer Bisque. I haven't really used this much over the course of its lifetime with me until I got the powder foundation, and then I started to really kind of pull this out. The last time I weighed it, it weighed like 28 grams, something like that. So I'd be very interested to weigh it, which I may do that after the video and put the weight on the screen for you to see how much I have actually been using this. Even though it's several years old, it still works really nicely and provides a really good amount of coverage. Something that I also like to do with this is use it as a foundation on a day when I just need a little bit of coverage. I'm just going and running like 1 or 2 errands, and I don't want to do like a full face of like hardcore makeup. Using something like this for a little bit of skin perfection really gives me the confidence that I might need. So I do enjoy that, and I'm happy that I'm getting more use out of it. My favorite liquid concealer is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, and I have the shade N2. I have definitely been using this quite a bit over the past year that I've had it, and as you can see, I'm starting to get some windowing. When I take this little applicator out, it doesn't make a lot of noise anymore. The applicator is very cool because it has sort of like a pool in it, so the concealer can like gather right there. But something that I have been a little bit concerned about is, does the applicator have a little bit of mold on it? I'm not sure. It's actually on both sides, and now that I'm looking at that, I'm a little scared. I should probably not be putting that on my eyes. I may check with my Instagram peeps to see if anybody else has the same thing happening with their concealer, and if they do, I may end up decluttering this. But I really do like it a lot. It has a really nice amount of coverage, and it's not super heavy or cakey on my under eyes. So I'm going to be really sad if that is mold, and it's probably going to be safer for me to declutter this. The last liquid concealer that I have is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer in the shade Sepia. I got this for my birthday. I had bought a mini of this a while back, but I accidentally bought the lightest shade that they make, and I wanted to try it out. I liked it, but it was obviously way too light for me, and I wanted to try it out. So I just went ahead and got the full size. This shade is a little dark for me, which is why I haven't like fully moved over to this one yet, especially right now that I'm pretty pale. But I may be forced to kind of do that with the other one probably needing to get decluttered. This concealer is also a little heavier, so I do have to kind of just go a little easy with it when I'm applying it, which is totally fine. That means it's gonna last longer, and it was not cheap, so I am excited to use that. I have 3 color correctors, and I don't know where the third one is. My daughter probably used it, and it's stuck somewhere. It is the color corrector, the orange color corrector from e.l.f. And I do really like that because I do have a lot of blue tone and purple tone underneath my eyes. So I feel like that does a really good job of canceling it out. But if I'm having a day when I'm not super purple, this Clinique Even Better All Over Primer and Color Corrector is a really good option for me as well. I just don't color correct every day, but I do need to use these products. This is a really cool wand, sort of like a flat right there boot type thing, which helps you to really kind of not apply too much, and it's not super heavy. It's just a light, kind of a medium peach tone, which does help to kind of like cancel out blueness that I have under my eyes. And it does have this cool sponge tip applicator that I don't use. I tried to use it a few times. I think that's cool, but I don't prefer it. And the other one that I have is the Flower Beauty. This is the CBD. Oh, it's kind of like worn off right there. Color corrector, I don't know, in the shade Light Peach. And this one is a pot style application. This one has a little bit more of a pasty kind of quality than the one that's in the tube. As you can see, it doesn't drip or anything like that. And it has just a slight orange cast, which will do a good job of canceling out some of the purple and blue that is under my eyes. I feel like if I really focused on this one in the new year, I might be able to hit the bottom of the pot. That would be pretty cool. to be able to do that. I like this one because it's not dewy or shiny. It's a little more flat, which for me, and like because I'm aging and I have like hollowness and things like that under my eyes, kind of things that are too dewy are actually not beneficial to me. So this is kind of my favorite in the way of consistency. Had to take a little bit of a break, and now I have my other helper that's here to make sure that I don't forget anything. So let's dive into other categories of my makeup collection. We're going to talk about my 2 highlighters. The first one is my oldest highlighter, and it's the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and it's the shade I think called Be My Highlight, but I guess I ripped the label off. And you know, this is an OG for a reason. It's a baked highlighter that really gives a nice, lovely lit from within kind of glow. There's no sparkle, no actual shimmer to this product. It just adds a really nice luminous glow to your skin. Recently, as part of my Laura Geller haul, I got the highlighter in French Vanilla, and this is just really nice. I had heard good things about it from Emily Noel, and again, it's just very similar to the Essence one, where it just brightens and adds a very soft candlelit kind of glow to your skin. So love both of those highlighters. I don't highlight every day, but when I do, I really prefer to have something that's a little more natural and subtle like these two. I have 2 separate like bronzers. So this one I got from the Dollar Tree, and it's the LA Colors Matte Bronzer, and the shade is Bronzed Beauty. I just really kind of discovered a lot of really great makeup from the Dollar Tree last year, and this was one of them. It looks very bright, and it's looking orangey on the camera, but it's not orangey. It is really pigmented, but it blends out really, really well. It's not too overpowering, and it is really easy to blend out. It's not just like so powdery that there's like nothing to it. It really is an actually good bronzer for, you know, $1.25. So I really enjoy that. And then here's another one that my little dog that you just saw got a hold of. I have several makeup products that she's gotten a hold of. This is the Ulta Beauty Oh My Glow Cream Bronzer, and I think it's Tiramisu is the shade. Yeah. And so I have a goal to really try to use this up as much as I can because in 2025, because she has poked a hole, lots of holes into the cap and kind of got into the actual product. I don't want it to like dry out. So I'm going to try to use this up as much as I can in 2025. And again, while it looks really pigmented, it blends out so effortlessly, and it leaves my skin with a kind of a little bit of a red tone, which is because I'm so fair, what my skin naturally does when it's bronzed by the sun. This bronzer is actually a really good bronzer for me because it's a natural bronzed look for me. Next, I wanted to share my only single powder, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 120 Ivory. I bought this last year, I think, or maybe towards the end of 23. Now, obviously, I have a really nice pan in it. I would love to finish this up in 2025 so that I can say that I finished a powder. I'm not a big powder person, but I really like this one because it is affordable. It's not super heavy. It adds just a little bit of coverage, like it has a little bit of a color to it, but it really does kind of like tamp down dewiness or any extra like oils that I might be having on, you know, a day-to-day basis. So great, affordable drugstore powder. I have two face palettes, and I find it easier to just count these as their own separate thing. My oldest one is this one from Hourglass. It's about 2 or 3 years old, and it's the ambient lighting and an unlocked elephant palette. I've had this in numerous projects, trying to get like as much use on it as I can, and I have been able to do that. I have never had anything from Hourglass before this palette, and I am really happy that I have it. My favorite thing probably in here is this powder and the bronzer, which the bronzer seems like it's not doing anything, so you can build it up, but once you get going with that bronzer, it is very pigmented. So I find like I have to go at a slow and steady pace when I'm trying to build it up, because it will get too much too fast. These two are like finishing powders. This one has a little bit more of a glow to it, and this one's a little more matte, and I really enjoy that. I would love to be able to hit the waffle on this one next year. That's a goal that I have. The highlighter, I do like it, but it is a little pigmented for my taste. Like, it has a kind of a color to it, and so I don't use that a whole lot. Or if I do, I use very, very little of it. And these blushes are also really, really pigmented. Let's see. I'm running out of clean fingers here. They're both pink and kind of like a rosy color, but this one is a little deeper rosy. This one, the second one's a little more like hot pinky kind of. So they're really nice. And again, I do just kind of go easy with it, build it up a little bit at a time. That's what I find is really best with this palette. New to my collection in 2024 is the Physicians Formula Butter Dream Team palette. I cannot believe that they sell this. It's basically like $15 for 6 full-sized amazing products. Like, I don't know how they make any money off of it, or, you know, they're making a whole lot of money off of their single versions. I bought this when I was on a work trip, and I just kind of have really good memories of my first long work trip when I used this palette. It has the famous butter bronzer along with the matte Manoi butter bronzer. It has Saucy Mauve and Pink Sands. I do believe that Emily Noel has said this Saucy Mauve is not like their normal single Saucy Mauve. This one, I'm hoping to be able to hit pan on. It is, again, so pigmented. You have to go so light with this blush, this Saucy Mauve. It's also very, very glowy. I like to use the both of these together because I don't like this one on its own. Even though I am very pale and very fair, it doesn't do anything on my skin. Like, it's not blushy enough for me and my preferences. I have owned this one on its own and I did not like it. But I really do like using it with something else to kind of tone down a color. So it works nicely in that way. I'm also not super crazy about this highlighter because it's gold. Hi. Hi, we're going to be very golden tanned. I think that this would be much better suited. This highlighter would be much better suited for someone with darker tone than me, because with me being so fair, and it does have some glitter in it, it just you can see it, you know, it doesn't sort of like blend in with everything very well. And in addition, this blush is very glowy all on its own. So if you put the two of these things together, it's woo, you'll be just like glowing, like you just poured suntan oil all over your skin. I do really like this powder, the Butter Believe It face powder. It's a very nice customizable shade where if you need something a little darker, you can go down here. If you need a little lighter here, or I just kind of like mix them all together. And it's just, again, a nice creamy powder, not super dry and like flaky powder, and does a really good job of setting under my eyes. I do like to use it under my eyes. So I'm really happy that I have that, and I've gotten a lot of good use out of it in last year in 2024. Something that I just realized that I forgot to share with you, and kind of because I've been doing it in the order of like how I get ready, is my primers. I consider this e.l.f. Halo Glow a primer or a glowy highlighter. I don't consider this a foundation. And just a side note, it really kind of is one of my pet peeves when people call this a foundation. I've watched people's makeup inventories where they include this in their foundation category, and I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be a foundation. Anyway, my daughter loves this, and she uses it like a foundation, even though I've told her it's not. So obviously it's sort of a polarizing thing. But to me, this is just way too glowy to be spread all over your face, to be used as that. But anyway, it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and mine is in the shade 1, I think. Yeah. So it's, I love this product though. I have used this before with some of my foundations that were just a little matte. I really do, actually, a really great drugstore combination for me are the two of these things, because this is a little more, it says, oh, that's skin finish. It is a little more on the matte to satin type finish, and so adding this with this is very, very lovely. I would be interested to try it with my CoverGirl Outlast. I should try that sometime soon. But I really do like this, and I think that once my daughter and I finish it, we would probably buy it again. I also have this from e.l.f. It's the Stay Cool Primer Stick. I don't think that this cools at all. It says that it hydrates and smooths, but I don't think it's cooling. I don't think it's cooling at all. Obviously, there's no color to it. Sometimes I put it under my eyes. And in my Laura Geller haul, I got the Spackle Primer as part of one of like the sets that she offers. And so this is a primer that I have been using with other foundations other than my Laura Geller one. It is very hydrating, and I'm really enjoying using that. So, and it's very big, like that's so much primer. Let's see. This one from Laura Geller is 2 ounces, and this one from e.l.f. is 1.06 ounces. So you get like double that, and it's actually really good. Honestly, at this point, I'm procrastinating sharing my blushes because it's going to be so much to swatch. I'm trying to think, okay, what else can I share to kind of get it out of the way? Because I love blush and I got some good stuff coming up. So don't click off the video or save it for later, okay? And my eyeshadows. Woo, it's going to be so much fun. So don't click off yet. But in preparation for my eyes, generally I like to put an eyeshadow primer on kind of before I start getting ready, so it has time to kind of like dry. My multi-use is the Milani eyeshadow primer. I have bought so many of these, I can't even keep track. And I do have this one from e.l.f. I just kind of wanted to try something different, and so I did. It's the Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer, and it has the really cool wand. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a dupe for maybe the Too Faced one. I'm not sure, but it does, like the Milani doesn't have a color at all, doesn't offer any of that. Oh, this is kind of like dried out, and I just got this, so I don't know. This one does have a little bit of a like color canceling type situation. I am someone that has oily eyelids, and if I don't put eyeshadow primer on, the eyeshadow will go away. Even if I do concealer, it will still just disappear. So I have to use an eyeshadow primer in order for things to like actually last. Somewhere I have a NYX glitter primer. I'm not sure where that went, but something tells me my daughter has done something with it. All right, so I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to share with you my brow stuff, and then we're going to get going with the pretty things. I do have this sample of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I got that, you know, as part of like gift with purchase kind of thing, and eventually I will use it. All right, now I'm working on the brow gel from Rare Beauty. I do like this brow gel, but I will say the wand is I thought that the wand was big, and it is compared to something I'm going to show you in a minute. Also, when I got this, I had to be really careful and had to like clean off the wand because it would get a little too goopy in my first brow, and then it would like dry white and crunchy. So now that I've been using it since July, there's not as much product in here, and so I don't have that problem a whole lot, but it does a very good job of holding my eyebrows in place and just setting them for the day. So I do really like it. Just a couple things that you kind of have to be aware of for that. So in comparison, this is something I just got because I used up a brow pencil that I had been using and forgot that I had these two. But this is the Lawless Hold Up Soft Set Creamy Brow Wax. And when you open this up, and we'll compare the two wands, this wand, I've used this one time, and this product is so awesome. I love the fact that I can use this. I have the shade Medium Dark. I can use this and I don't have to do a pencil. It fills in just nice enough because I really have okay brows, and it holds them in place. So let's compare these two wands and you'll see what I mean, where the Rare Beauty wand is like so much bigger than this one. So you get a lot more precision with this one from Lawless, which I'm assuming also has to do with the fact that it has a color to it, it has a tint to it, and the Rare Beauty one does not, so you don't have to be quite as exact. These two eyebrow pencils I did get from the Dollar Tree. Here is a brand from the Dollar Tree that you really should go investigate if your Dollar Tree has Ioni. And this one is LA Colors. They're both brow pencils. I have a feeling that this one from LA Colors is going to be too dark for me. Oh, this is interesting. It's a twist up. Okay, no, it's not quite as dark as I thought it was going to be. And honestly, like I said, I forgot that I had these, so that's nice. Great. So I have it to kind of fill in for more precise, bigger areas. I like this color. That's nice. So yeah, I'm excited to use those. I don't normally do wooden ones, but I know that Ioni is a good brand. You're going to see some things from Ioni in a little bit that I am so excited to share with you. And I did a video recently of my haul from Ioni that you can get at the Dollar Tree and online, and I will make sure I link that for you below too, because if you are a smart sort of like budget shopper like me, the Dollar Tree really does have some things that you might want to go check out. Next in my makeup collection is probably, it's just hard to decide if blush or eyeshadow is my favorite, but this is certainly a highlight of my getting ready time. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's look at my Persona multi-stick blushes. I have 3 shades, the shade Guava, Bloom, and Jam. And I love these multi-stick blushes so much. They are multi-stick because they can go on your lips, on your cheeks. I don't really put them on my lips because I don't like the feeling of them. I know that's really tricky to be able to get lip and cheek and it to be like not too drying. I like the colors of all of the Persona blushes. This formula is very hydrating, and as you can see, it has a nice sheen and a nice glow to it, but it's not sticky at all. So as you blend it out, it really does sort of like adhere to your skin and doesn't like come off and get stuck in your hair. So if you're looking for something that's kind of, you know, mostly affordable, they're about $25 each, but it's going to last a long time. Those are some really great ones for you to try out. Here is something that's new for me and I have not tried it yet. I got some stuff from Sephora for Christmas for myself, and this is the Westman Atelier stick blush, and it's the shade Petal, and it's so pretty. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, maybe because it was stuck at the top. This is a mini. There's so much in here. It is really going to last me such a long time. I don't know that I have a color that's quite like this. Dusty mauve color. So I'm very excited to try that and put that on my face. Here are my liquid blushes. 3 of these are from the brand Ioni, and those are featured in that haul that I will make sure that I link below for you. This one I got off the recommendation of Emily Noel. It's the L'Oreal Lumi Le Liquid Blush, and mine is in the shade Glowy True Rose. And very similar to that, but it's a lot glowier. Very pretty blush. I've used that a few times. They blend out really nicely. And now I'm going to go ahead and roll up my sleeve because we got more things to swatch. These Ioni blushes are so amazing. They have that really fat doe foot applicator, and it's a lot like their lip oil applicator that you'll see here in a little bit that I'll show you. I have 3 shades. This one is in the shade Rosette, which I think is really ideal for deeper skin tones, but it does blend out really nicely. If you are lighter like me, just use a small amount. This is the shade Soft Pink. One thing I love about these is that they are very easy to work with. They're very blendable. They're easy to work with, and they're very blendable. So this one, Soft Pink, is something that would be really great for lighter skin tones. It's very, you will be able to really put on a whole lot of that color and, you know, won't be able to like mess it up too much. This one is Warm Rose, and I don't know, it's hard to tell which one is my favorite. I think this one is the most versatile in my collection because it's kind of that brown color. It's very similar to that almost even, although, oh yeah, look at that. They are very similar to each other. Nice. Ooh, you know what I think would be funny is to put Ioni Soft Pink above that one. Interesting. Ooh, very nice. I think ultimately they are not dupes for each other, but they sure do look very close and similar in like tone, but maybe like one's deeper than the other one, but they're similar in tone. But definitely, again, if you are in the market for blush and you need to not spend a whole bunch of money on it, please go to your Dollar Tree, because Ioni is a brand that you need to look up and give it a shot because it's very good. Here is one that's new to me also, and it's from Laura Geller. It's the Baked Blush and Brighten Tropic Hues that I got in that haul for Christmas. And this one is a really lovely blush. It does brighten. It does a really great job of adding a nice soft luminosity to your skin, and I think it's something that is easy to work with because you can go really soft or you can like build it up. Very pretty blush. I'm glad to have that. Here are 2 more powder blushes from Ioni. This one is Midnight Rose, and this one is French Pink. One thing that's so cool about these powder blushes from Ioni is that the packaging is so pretty. Now, I will say I have decluttered the ones that wouldn't shut because they come, they come like this, and you have to kind of like train it to magnetize. So some of them don't. It's $1.25, you guys, but what's inside of it is very amazing. Even though this blush is very bright and pink, it kind of just shears out really nicely on your skin. So see, like, you don't have to be super careful with that one because it is very buildable formula. It looks very pigmented, but it can go there if you want it to, and if you want it to be soft and subtle, it can do that too. I really love this Midnight Rose shade because it's just a nice kind of orange color, which has also a very nice luminous glow to it. There's like kind of like a little highlighter mixed in with that one. And I really like that one for my warm eyeshadow looks. So Dollar Tree got some really great blushes. Here is my Persona Super Blush in the shade Caramel. I do love Persona's colors, and I do believe that they have stick formulas of like all their colors now. And this one is the one that I love. It's a dusty rose color. I love to use it when I am doing a cooler look, and it's kind of similar to this one from Westman Atelier. Very, very pretty, pigmented, and this one again has also a little sheen to it. I think it's kind of hard for you guys to tell on the camera, but I can see it in real life that there's like a sheen to it. It's very, very pretty. Love that one so much. This formula from Essence, the Pure Nude Blush. This is Goldie Cassis. Man, this one too. It's just so special. It's purple. It's a purple blush, but it really kind of ends up looking kind of pink on me when I put it on my cheeks. And it also has a really nice like built-in highlighter. I don't feel like I have to like add anything extra to get a little bit of glow to my skin when I use this blush. So, so pretty. My last two blushes, shockingly enough, are also fairly new to me, and they are from Wet n Wild. I have the Mellow Wine, and this one is Pinch Me Pink. Now, Pinch Me Pink is something that I feel like you can build this up. This Pinch Me Pink shade is very light, and it's also not powdery. So when I put my brush in it, I don't get a lot of like extra kick up. So this one is really like beginner friendly. You can really kind of do a little bit, do a lot. Easy to work with. This one I love too, but I have noticed a difference in like the formula. This one has a lot more powder kick up whenever I use it. See, like you can even tell like right there. It is a lot more powdery. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just that's the difference. And it's like so powdery. But it is a really nice orange bronzy color, like a terracotta kind of color. It's not quite as orange as it's looking on the camera. Kind of like this one. This one from Persona is not as orange as it's looking on the camera. But those are my beautiful blushes. Blush is one of those things that makes me really happy, so I do tend to accumulate quite a bit of blush. And then as I decide if I really, really like it, then I will declutter it. But as of right now, I love all of these. I'm completely content and happy with all of them. So I don't feel like I see myself trying to declutter any of them anytime soon, unless something way better comes along. But I'm really happy with all of them right now. Next, we'll talk about eyeliners. This eyeliner that I have from Persona is the brown eyeliner, and even though it actually shows up when I swatch it, the past several times when I put it on my eyes, it doesn't show up like at all. So I'm really not quite sure what's going on with that. I don't know if it's just not vibing with some of the formulas that I have on my eyes. I do really like this formula, and it's very dark, but it is brown. It is a brown color, not black. It looks black though. I also have the plum shade. These are, this one needs to be sharpened. There we go. These are very soft, and easy to like smudge out. So if you put that on and then you get your smudge brush and you can kind of like just gently smudge over it to kind of like sheer it out. I do really like them, but this brown one I've had for a while, so I'm not sure if the formula is changing on that one. For fun, several years ago, I did get the ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner in the shade Joyride, which I have actually used more often as a lip liner, funny enough. It is kind of that cherry cola type shade, and that's a look that I kind of like to do with it a little bit, but it is a pretty eyeliner also because it's this burgundy wine color, which I think will go good with some of my new eyeshadow palettes. Here is my e.l.f. shadow stick, but I use this as a liner, so I'm going to classify this as a liner. This one is the shade Cool Beans. It's pretty cool because it does have at the end a little sharpener so that I can sharpen the point so that I can be a little bit more precise with it. I do like that. Again, it says no budge, but I think once you get it dried, then it doesn't budge. But because it is sort of a shadow stick, it's meant to be able to like manipulate for a little bit. So it makes a really great, quick, no fuss liner. And another thing that I do as one of my last steps, about half the time, is use this Ulta Beauty dual-ended brow highlighter, which I feel like is a dupe for something that ABH used to have. It's something that I put in my waterline or even in my inner corner and along like the bridge of my nose. As you can see, this one is a little pinker and this one is a little more like vanilla shade color. Next, we're going to talk about my mascaras. In 2024, I really came to realize that I prefer a tubing mascara. My under eyes are a little oily and my eyes water a lot. And I find that normal mascaras really don't work well for me. Like they haven't for years and years. And now after discovering tubing formulas and how much better it can be, I am just not going to go back to a normal regular mascara. But I do still have this one from Essence. It's the Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. So I have that one. This lash extender from e.l.f. is very nice, a great affordable drugstore tubing formula. So this one is one that I would definitely repurchase in the future. And then I have the Tarte Tartelette XL tubing mascara. I do actually like this one better than the regular one in the purple tube because I feel like I actually get more volume and length with this tubing mascara. So probably what I'll do is have this e.l.f. one most of the time, and if Ulta is running a sale or something, or points, or if there's some kind of promotion on the Tarte one, then I'll get that. But for the most part, I'm probably going to stick to this one from now on, and I'm okay with that. We're going to talk about eyeshadow palettes last, so I hope that you haven't clicked off. If you have not clicked off, give me a snow emoji because here this weekend, we're going to be getting a mess load of snow. We're sort of in prep mode right now. Menu planning, making sure we have plenty of toilet paper and all the extra necessities we're going to need for a while. It's predicted we're going to get about 9 inches of snow. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to share with everyone out there are my 2 setting sprays. This is the Wet n Wild Matte Finish Setting Spray. It's a great drugstore option for setting sprays. The mister on this one is very nice. Let's see. It's very fine and just wide enough to kind of like cover your face in like 3 or 4 spritzes. Very, very good. And I do enjoy this a lot and I would definitely buy this again. And I heard so much good stuff about the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray that I was able to get this from Sephora, I think, as like a gift with purchase or something. I don't remember. And I really do like it. I mean, it has a fragrance to it, and some Charlotte Tilbury things, like their moisturizer, has like an old lady fragrance to it. This one is not an old lady fragrance. It's a nice perfumey fragrance, so just be aware that it does have that fragrance to it. But I really do feel like this helps my makeup last a good long time. I really do enjoy this. And I know that there's really not ever like promotions on Charlotte Tilbury things, but if I were to be, well, like they do like 20% off prestige products sometimes. So this is definitely something that I would get if I can get it on sale, because it is very good and I feel like it is worth the money. Lips is going to be last. I kind of did, too much of a thing over Christmas on lips. Before we go to eyeshadow palettes, I do want to show this to everyone. My daughter got this for me from Walmart for Christmas, and I haven't opened it up yet, and I'm not really including it in my inventory because I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know which parts I'm going to keep, but it was kind of cool because it has like color correctors, blushes. These nail polishes are really cool, and like I love that it had like warm tone, cool tone, and pinky rosy tones and eyeshadow palettes. And then here's all your glosses and mascara. There's an eye primer, which might be kind of cool. You never know. This stick right here is kind of interesting. And another thing that I find interesting is that the eyeliner pencils are all dual-ended. I'm curious about that. Why are they dual-ended? I'm not sure if that's just a functional purpose or an aesthetic purpose, but anyway, I wanted to show that to you all. Again, I'm not including it in my numbers for my makeup inventory unless it's something that I really, really like and I want to keep. And now we come to my second part A and part B of my favorite part of the video. We are going to just take a quick peek into all of my eyeshadow palettes and a couple of like single type things that I have. I kind of wanted to start with like older things first and then show you some of my newer things that I got for myself for Christmas. Let's start out with my oldest palette, which is ABH Norvina. I do think I'm not going to be swatching so much with this, and if you're interested in seeing a video solely dedicated to the eyeshadow palettes and doing swatches, please let me know in the comments because I would love to do that, but you can let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. So this is ABH Norvina. I've had this for probably like 3, maybe 4 years almost now, and it's still working really, really well. I worked on it last year, 2024, as my pan that palette, kind of modified the rolls, and ended up hitting a lot of pans during that. And I do have a goal, an informal goal, over the year 2025, that I want to hit pan in Celestial and Volatile and Eccentric. So I'll have a pan in everything except Soul, which is my least favorite shade in this palette. My other ABH eyeshadow palettes are the Rose Metals palette, which is a really wonderful fall type palette. Love this one a lot. Get a lot of use out of that in, like, again, the fall months. And ABH Cosmos, I think the color story of this one and certain shades and the things that you can do with this make it one of my favorite palettes that I own. It is so versatile between being kind of basic and boring, which I love, being very exciting and colorful, and then when you take these darker shades and top them with any of these shimmers, things transform into a whole extra special thing. So Cosmos is one of my favorites because of how versatile it is. Next, I have the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette. I really want to get some more use out of this palette this year. I look at it at first glance and it's kind of a fall themed palette to me, but then I think about it and I think, well, with this row and some things up here, it'd be really great for spring or, you know, summer even with this stuff. So I have to kind of retrain my brain. Instead of thinking of this as a fall palette, it really is a palette that's versatile for the whole entire year. So good one. I've had that for several years now. Too Faced Sweet Peach is another one of my all-time favorites. I am hoping to be able to hit a pan in one of my shades this year. And I think, again, I kind of pigeonhole this into like a spring-summer type palette, but it really is great for all year long. And it has some of my favorite like one shadow look kind of shades. Just a classic metallic shimmer formula. Not a whole lot of glitter going on in this, which I am kind of liking a little better sometimes. Just like to have the option. Huda Beauty is some of my favorite formulas. This is Rose Quartz, and I have a lot of pans, several pans in this one. 1, 2, 3, and I'm hoping by the end of the year to have pan in a few more of these. I did a video with my friend Deb's Beauty Diary ranking all of the shades and how I feel about them, so I'll try to remember to link that for you below as well, but I just think it's a soft ethereal type palette and something that I do like to use when I'm doing cool toned looks and when I have like a cool toned shirt on. Naughty Nude from Huda is something I don't get a lot of use out of, and I'm not sure why. I really do love this. I do love warm, I love berry, I love pinks. So I think maybe in 2025, again, this might be one that I try to like purposefully give some more love because it doesn't look like I love it as much as I do. So I need to give her some more love. These shades right here are extra special shimmer shades. So I definitely need to give that one some more love. The rest of what I'm going to show you, I bought in 2024. And I didn't realize that it was this much until I was doing my inventory. But they all are different and special for different reasons. And so ultimately, I'm okay with most of these palettes. This one is one that I actually did not buy. It was gifted to me by Deb's Beauty Diary. It is the Divine Rose Mothership palette from Pat McGrath. I can't believe that she gifted this to me. I will forever be beyond grateful. Please go check her out and give her channel some love because she's really inspiring to me. She likes colorful shades, and so this one didn't really do it for her, whereas I am a basic and boring kind of gal, and this is right up my alley. And I can't believe this right here. It looks white, but when you swatch it, it's pink. Isn't that crazy? I just love this so much. I am very excited to get a lot more use out of it in the coming year. And I do recall, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have an eyeshadow palette that is in my car. And it is the ColourPop The Child palette. My daughter really likes that. And somehow it ended up in the car, and so that's where it is right now, but I do own that. And her and I share that palette, I guess. This year, I discovered that I really, really like Natasha Denona, so I have 4 of them now. 2 middies and 2 minis, and so I'll show you those. I have the I Need a Nude palette, which is kind of a cool toned neutral type palette that I find myself really craving to wear. I don't know, I just love it. It's so boring and basic, and even though it's a cool toned palette mostly with some of these like taupey gray colors, I really like them on myself. Where I don't feel like I really prefer cool tones. These cool tones look really good and flattering on my eyes, so I'm really glad that I tried out this formula because it is very good. And this one was on sale. It's the Yucca palette, And I'm really thankful that I got this one too. Now, I will say, as you can kind of see right here, the shimmers in this, I need to remember they need a glitter glue because they are very glittery and flaky, and they tend to not stay where you put them. This is one of my favorites, but it's kind of, I think, one of the wet ones. I'm not sure, but it has a lot of glitter in it, which makes it very pretty, but very messy. So I do love this one. I need to give it some more love. I bought it over the summer and I used it a lot over the summer. So I'm hoping that in the springtime especially, I can get some more use out of that one. And here are my minis. I think from now on, you're going to kind of see a little bit of a pattern of rosy tones, pinky tones really kind of became a favorite of mine this year. This mini is the Starlit palette, and I cannot wait for her to make midis of both of these because that's going to be very hard for me to resist. When I look at this color story, I don't think it goes together, but somehow it does. Between this copper shade, this cool toned brown, this taupey color, and this kind of pinky color, it all seems very strange, but somehow when you put this on your eyes, it somehow goes together. And this copper color, it looks really good on my green eyes. So if you have green eyes, I would suggest you get that one because it's really nice. And then this one is a recent one that I got. It's the Rose palette, the mini Rose, and oh, it's just so soft and pretty and delicate. And I think it's just so special. You can go very simple, but if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can just add some of that dark. And it just really is such a lovely eyeshadow palette. So I'm very thankful that I have that one. This is another smaller one that I have. And really one of the only drugstores. I don't have a whole lot of drugstore eyeshadow palettes. This is the Dreamy Pink from CoverGirl, and I feel like it's kind of like the same vibes of the Charlotte Tilbury quad that I have wanted for a long time. I think it's the Pillow Talk quad. I feel like it has the same kind of vibe as that one, and I really love this formula. I love to use these, I love to use them all together. It really is for drugstore. I'm not super familiar with drugstore eyeshadows, but I like this a lot, and I would kind of wouldn't mind having a few more color stories of this, but I'm good right now. Again, I'm trying to be mindful of my spending and be smart about what I buy. So really, ultimately, it'd be cool to own more of these, but this one is very nice. This year was also my first year to try Alter Ego, and I got it because they released this one. I really, really wanted to get Pretty Grunge from Huda Beauty, but I really, really didn't want to spend $70 on it. The other Huda palettes that I have, I bought them on sale. They were like half off or something. So when Alter Ego came out with their dupe of Pretty Grunge, I said, I'm getting that. And I'm very thankful that I did. Again, this is a cool toned palette, but it's cool toned with purple like undertones or whatever. And I feel like that suits me. I like that. I want to wear those tones. And ultimately, I really enjoy this palette a lot, and I'm excited again to just get some more use out of it this year. And while I was getting that, I have always wanted to try the ABH, I don't remember what it's called. Something. So this is Midsummer. It's their dupe of this one from ABH, whatever that is. And again, this is my vibe. It's got greens. It's got this beautiful, cute little pink and yellow and browns. And it's not overly warm. To me, it's not overly warm compared to some of the other things that I have. But it's just a nice, approachable color. And I'm really excited to be able to get some use out of this year. And just kind of get to know what Alter Ego can do. This is my first Revolution palette, and it's the the True Icon, the Icon palette. I don't know what it's called. And again, it's that kind of vibe that I've really been enjoying this year with the rosy pinks and kind of the browns or whatever. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be duping the Patrick Ta palette, especially because it has this in it, the creamy things. But I really do like this. This one's very, very nice. And I'm very excited to have it and get some more use and love out of it. This is my most recent one. I was able to get this on sale from Ulta a week or so ago. It was like half off, and it's the Too Faced Appley in Love palette, and I've used it I think just one time, and oh, I just had so much fun. I put like 6 shades on my eyes, and it was just so much fun. So this is going to be a lot of fun in the springtime. It's going to be fun in the summertime. It's going to be fun in the fall time. That's the cool thing about Too Faced is I feel like their palettes really can be used throughout the year in fun and different ways. So very much looking forward to trying this more. This is something that I got, the last thing that I got in the Laura Geller haul that I had, and it's this just kind of basic eyeshadow palette, but I like this because it has cool tones and warm tones and some rosy tones like that one. And the person who's kind of helping me out with the foundation also said with this you can use these wet too, and they'll pack a little more punch. So I'm very excited to be able to try to use this eyeshadow palette wet too. That will be a lot of fun. And the last few things that I wanted to show you are these Laura Mercier Caviar sticks that I got as a trio. And they are these colors right here. I think they're shimmery too. This one is Strike a Rose. Then we have Gilded. And then we have Burnished Bronze. And I've never had a Laura Mercier stick. I'm not a big stick person, but I wanted to be able to try it in a small amount. And so I have them and I'm excited to use those. I've only used one of them like once, I think. And they really are kind of a shimmery situation. Now, this is the last thing that I wanted to show you for my eyeshadow stuff. And it is a Merit single that I got. And it is the shade Studio. I really liked this one because it, I don't know, it's kind of a taupey, very easy one shadow look, but also I think I could layer on top of it as well. And I just kind of liked that idea. I'm not crazy about the packaging because you have to kind of like push it in to secure it and to loosen it up. But I really do like this, and I think you can use it with your finger. I have stuck a brush in it and picked some of it up on a brush, and it works. So I think I like what's inside enough to deal with the annoying packaging. That's a good sign. Now we are going to finish out my makeup collection with my lip products. First, I want to show you my oldest lipstick, which is only a few years old. It is the MAC Modesty cream. I think it's a cream sheen. I have a goal to finish this in 2025, and I really think that I can do that. It's a nice kind of like soft pink, dusty rose kind of color, and very similar to that is another kind of like older one that I have, and it's the e.l.f. O Face lipstick in the shade Dirty Talk. They're both kind of that dusty rose pink colors. And I really like this O Face formula. I think it's kind of cool to have this really nice packaging and this, you know, magnetic closure and some really good lipstick. I don't remember when I got this one, but it's the Wet n Wild Soft Blur matte lipstick. And while I'm not super crazy about the matte part, it does a really good job of being like a blotted kind of lip formula. So I like that look, and I feel like that this is an approachable red for me, and I like it. It wouldn't be something I would normally pick, but I do like it. I also have one of these e.l.f. Hydrating Lip Core Shines. This one is in the shade Happy. There it is. And I have a goal to finish this year. I didn't realize I was this close to being finished with it. And I do have another one that's in a purple shade, but my daughter has that one in her bathroom. The rest of the lipsticks and lippies that I acquired this year, I'm going to do the lip pencils last. My daughter got this for me when she and her dad were out shopping and doing something. I don't even know where she got it from. A Dollar General, maybe. It is an LA Colors lipstick, and it's the shade Dusty Rose, and it looks kind of like a crazy like 90s pink, but when I put it on, it actually looks okay for some. I think it mixes well with the color on my lips. It's not something I would have picked out for myself, but I think it actually kind of works. And when I put maybe like a lip liner with it, I think that it will be nice. This is something I found at the Dollar Tree. It's a Stila lip gloss in Beauty Boss. Now, I am not super crazy about this because it has glitter in it and you can feel the glitter, but it's such a pretty color. And it has that gold flecks and gold shift to it. But I am really excited that I found it at the Dollar Tree. It was in like a random package, like packaging. It wasn't in Stila packaging, but it's kind of cool to have. So we'll see. I got this as a gift with purchase from Smashbox. It is the Always On liquid lipstick, and the shade is Stepping Out. I haven't used this at all yet. It's fairly new to me. Now, I don't know that I got this year. I forgot about this. And again, we have another one of these, but it's in my daughter's bathroom. The ColourPop Lippy Stick, and this is the shade Topanga. And I really like these lippy sticks. I like the shape of the actual lipstick itself. And this one is kind of a pinky color, and the other one I think is like a darker kind of color. So I like that one, and she likes this too. She uses this a lot. Now, the rest of them are from like the past month. I will show you all my Ioni stuff. That's part of that video that I want to link for you so you can see and hear about these things in a little more detail. And in that video, I do lip swatches and cheek swatches with those liquid blushes that I showed you earlier. This is the Ioni Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Sweet Honey. My daughter loves this. She's used it quite a bit, and I have a feeling it's trying to dupe the Dior, but I don't know because I haven't used that, so I can't really speak to that. This is a chubby stick, fat chubby stick in Kimono Cherry. Beautiful, beautiful color. Again, my daughter likes that one too sometimes. These are Shea Butter lipsticks, the three of them. Even though the packaging is different, they are the same thing. This one is in the shade Sparkle Rose. And I'm not swatching everything, but I do want to show you this one because it's a really nice, it looks orange, and it looks orange on the camera, I can tell, but it's really not. It is more of a cool-toned red in real life. Now, these are more of the same thing, mauve, but this one I was talking about in the video, this packaging is more of a glossy formula, and these are more of a lipstick formula, and they have a heart bullet that's mauve, very pretty. I think you can see the difference. These are more opaque than the Sparkle Red, and this one I think is, okay, it's just pink. They don't have as original of names as the other one, but they're really nice, really comfortable. There's no gross smell or like taste to them. They're really, really nice. Again, please hit up your local Dollar Tree if you're looking for something really cool. From Ulta, I got these ABH lip glosses. It was like a set that was on sale, so I wanted to pick those up. This is the shade, ooh, you guys, I can't see it, Tan Rose. I have to pull it up to the camera to read it. And caramel, whatever. I really like these lip glosses. They have a nice, lovely taste and are pigmented enough that you can wear them on their own, but they'll look really nice with some lip liners too. I also picked up from Ulta a set of these things from ColourPop. It was in the Frosty the Snowman set. They are the So Juicy lip thing, you know, kind of like the Tarte, which I really like that formula, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to like these too. I'm trying to look to see if there's a shade name on these, but I don't know that there's going to be because of the fact that they were all in the set. So that's these three colors. Super excited to use those. I also got a Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Bold. And this packaging is so nice too. I haven't used this one at all yet. A nice kind of like toasty cinnamon brown color. It's neat packaging. You have to press it in to secure it. And this is the last thing I got from Laura Geller. It is the lipstick in the shade Pink Passion, and it's just part of that set. I like the bullet on this one. I was just watching one of Too Much Tasha's videos, and she was showing a Besame lipstick that she had a question about, and I feel like this is shaped like the Besame lipstick was that she had. So that's the last lipstick, and then I have lip liners. So let's talk about that, and then we'll be all done. I have the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Liner in the shade Enduring Mauve. Sorry. It's Enduring Mauve, and the lid, I don't know where that's at because my daughter, again, she gets in my stuff, and then I don't know where it went. This was actually something I got for her in a set last Christmas. She doesn't use it, so I do now. It's the Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade Bear to Comment. Just a nice kind of light brown color. Here is a ColourPop Lippy Pencil. It's the shade Good and Plenty. Love this color, and I do love this. I've had a lippy pencil from ColourPop before, and I didn't go well with the packaging, but this one seems to be behaving nicer, so I'm happy about that. This is from Ioni that I got as part of that haul. It's the shade Napa Wine. Such a lovely berry color. So pretty. And it really does a good job. It's very pigmented. And last, but certainly not least, in my makeup collection, I got these with that other like last Ulta haul that I got. I got some more lippy pencils again because I do like this formula, and there was a set of them. So this is 5 stars, this is Double Tap, and this is me again. Just a nice kind of like gradients of a berry mauve-y color for me to be able to have to go with all of the other lip glosses that I own. So that is it, everyone. My 2025 makeup inventory and the aftermath. Let me know in the comments what you think about any of these products. Tell me the good, the bad, and all the in-between about anything that I have. And share with us in the comments below what is your favorite part of your makeup collection and what part do you want to grow in 2025. I will see you in another video. Bye!